Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you today about the Clean Power Plan. My focus today is going to be on the stateside implementation of the rule. What does the rule mean for states? How will state institutions need to be reorganized to deal with the rule? And what will states do in practice based on the rule's design and incentives? First, the traditional state institutional arrangements for the electricity sector will need to be changed to comply with this rule. Second, the rule will gain and is gaining prescriptive authority while the legal challenge is pending. Absent a stay of the rule, states and utilities must move forward with resource planning that incorporates the carbon reduction mandates of the rule. Third, the design of the rule inexorably leads states toward adopting a plan of mass-based trading. This is popularly known as cap and trade. In addition, states will face strong incentives to undertake what the EPA calls, quote, state measures, unquote, meaning state legislation authorizing new renewable and energy efficiency programs will be a compelling compliance path. Let me explain to the committee how this might well play out. The ambition of this rule toward the sector and force rearrangement of the state institutions dealing with electricity. In practice, this means that prerogatives that once belonged to state utility commissions or under the self-regulatory models of rural cooperatives and municipal utilities give way to state unified carbon resource planning under the auspices of the state air regulator. My second point is that states and utilities are already incorporating the assumptions and carbon rations in the rule into their resource further. That means to meet the interim goal in 2022, a utility needs to make the decision soon, if not now, whether or not to retire generation, replace coal with gas-fired generation, or to begin substantial increases in renewable generating capacity. In recent months, the trade press has noted utilities submitted integrated resource plans that put them on a path towards. Finally, I want to point the committee to where the rule is headed as a matter of state compliance. When you study the rule, the states are essentially presented with a Hobson's choice, where the most palatable and achievable state plan is a mass-based trading platform across the region or across the country. Though the term may be politically laden, the states will inevitably gravitate to a national cap and trade platform instituted through each state plan. As the agency makes plain in the final rule, quote, the EPA believes that it is reasonable to anticipate that a virtually nationwide emissions trading market for compliance will emerge, and that ERCs will be effectively available to any affected EGU wherever located, as long as its state plan authorizes emissions trading among affected EGUs. For those uninitiated with the rather euphonious acronym ERC, that means Emission Reduction Credit. EPA anticipates a nationwide ERC trading system whereby carbon emissions are capped by the rule and then traded across the states to achieve compliance. This is nationwide cap and trade. However, there are reasons to believe that mass-based carbon trading will be a heavier lift than past trading programs. For one, the size of the transfer payments required will be larger than ever before seen. The net effect of the rule has to make a generator prefer to shut down or reduce output rather than buying ERCs. Second, we can expect a great deal of special pleading to break out in the states surrounding ERC allocations under state plans. Coal-centric smaller utilities without much scale, say a municipal utility or cooperative, will advocate for low-cost or no-cost ERC allocations under state plans. Indeed, government-run markets often feature these special set-asides for favored constituencies. In closing, I hope I've given the committee a sense of the legal and policy complexity confronting the states and want to underscore the fact that compliance with the rule's carbon rationing starts now.